Hello, friends. Yeah, my name is Hong Kili. I'm running for U.S. President as an independent thinker in 2028 for 2028. Yeah. Let's do some midnight karaoke session. Okay. Yeah. Cheers. I Turn to You is like rhythm and blues, originally from African American tradition. Originally, All for One. There's like four guys, quartet, uh, rhythm and blues R&B group from California, kind of multi-ethnic. Okay, yeah. But later on, cover version, the re-rendition by Caucasian female American lady Christina Aguilera. Okay, yeah. I checked out both versions. Okay, they're cool. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now here's Hunky's version. Okay, who is like Asian American. Okay, so okay, Asian American male. Okay, four word counts. Hunky's version. Okay, so okay. It's wonderful song. Yeah, very motivational, soothing. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna enjoy this, so I'm gonna drink some more. Okay, so yeah. Happy Saturday evening. Yeah. Welcome to Humanize Show. Yeah. Let's take time. Okay, let me get some wine. Oh yeah. Yeah, let there be music. She's very therapeutic, very healing. Right? Yeah. Cheers. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna enjoy this. That's what I'm drinking. Okay. So yeah. Happy Saturday evening. Yeah. Enjoying the moment. Yeah. I'm gonna go off of the lyrics in the internet. Okay. Yeah. I turn to you. Nice. Yeah. I'm excited. Performance. Singing. Yeah. Yeah. Therapeutic. Cathartic even. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, in Korean word, yeah, 뜸들이다. It means like procrastinating. Okay. Yeah, but look, when it comes to singing, yeah, I do procrastinate because I just want to enjoy the pre-singing, drinking. Okay. Yeah. This Highbush cranberry, this Alaska native plant. Okay, so I put vodka in there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this Alaskan wild rose hips. Okay, yeah, yeah. Highbush cranberry, Alaska wild rose. They grow in my backyard in Wasilla, Alaska. Okay, so yeah, so I wild foraged them a couple years ago. Okay, but they're still bright red. Okay, I put vodka in there, so it's good preservative. Okay, yeah. Cheers. Yeah. When will I start singing? In a bit. Thank you for your patience. Mm. Cheers. I'm just enjoying the moment. Uh, yeah, this song is secular music. Okay, yeah, I turn to you. It's not associated with any religion, but in secular sector, still there's some virtue in there. Like people caring about other people. Okay, yeah, in religion, some religions they have charity. Okay, but in secular sector, they also have that too. Like people caring about other people. Okay, charity. Nice. Yeah, yeah. Sure. It's all cool. In humanology, yeah, we embrace both religions and secular sector too. Okay? Yeah. Welcome to humanology, okay? Yeah, I'm not drunk yet. Okay. Uh I want to I want to drink some more before I start singing, okay? So if you don't mind. Uh, I'm just enjoying the moment. Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, I looked up this song. Okay, I turn to you. Originally, All for One, okay, there's like a multi-ethnic four guys quartet from California. But they are the originals, okay. So and later on, Miss Christina Aguilera, okay. So uh, and I it's in Wikipedia in the internet, okay, for free. Yeah. But when she sang this song, I've read from Wikipedia that she was basically thinking about her mother. Oh, that's nice. The four guys, original quartet, multi-ethnic. Okay, some of those guys are black, white, brown. Okay, from California. Okay, I don't know who they were thinking of when they sang this song originally. Okay, but Miss Christina Aguilera, she said she thought about her mother. Oh, that's nice when she sang this song. Oh, how nice. Yeah, we love our parents, teachers, friends, mentors. Yeah, superiors, employers in our job. Okay, uh, if they are happen to be good people. Okay, because it's not always the case. I know that. Okay, I'm 47 years old. Okay, so yeah, but yeah, mostly, most people, like 90% of people in the world are nice. Okay. Hmm? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm drunk enough. Okay, so let me start singing. Okay, so yeah, Humanology lecture series in like a wonderful Daily Motion or Instagram. Okay, so these days, right? Yeah, we continue tomorrow. Okay, but yeah, like who can you trust? Yeah, there are many people around you, right? But some people trustworthy, some others not as much trustworthy. Okay, so yeah, so you have to be very careful. Okay, so yeah, so martial arts education, career development. Okay, so okay, diet exercise too. Okay, so okay, you need to learn. I've learned. Okay, so continue education, career development. Okay, so continue to learn. Yeah, it's very interesting universe that we are living in. Yeah, but there are good things in the world. Yeah, there are bad things in the world too. I'm 47 years old. Yeah, I was born in 1978. Yeah, I've seen both goods and bads in the universe. Like when I was a child, yeah, children they're always happy. Mostly, they cry sometimes, but yeah. But as we grow up, from children, preteens, right? Then teenagers. Oh well, that's kind of where the trouble starts, right? Because we begin to see the dark side of the world. Teenager, middle school, school bullyism. Like, what's wrong with these people? Okay, but in elementary school, mostly peaceful, just happy, but not always, right? Later years, yeah, like fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, we start to see this school bullyism. Uh, I guess they met some bad parents, abusive parents. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, but yeah, I'm sorry for those people who had bad parents, abusive parents. The kind of parents who've been to jail, criminals. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, and I am very sorry. Okay, but I'm sorry. Yeah, people with bad parents, okay, they come to school, they become school bullies, okay. Yeah, they did bully me back when I was in Seoul, South Korea, seventh grade, first year in middle school, okay. Uh, seventh grade, I was like, what, 11, 12 years old, first year in middle school. It's the year 1991. I was 40, I'm 47. I was born in 1978. So year 1991, I was like, what, 13 years old, first year in middle school, so South Korea, okay. I was bullied by these two guys. Yeah, their parents, I'm sure they're abusive parents. So now they're putting that on me. Yeah, those two school bullies, they're abused by their parents physically. Now they're abusing me in middle school classroom. They were bigger than me. One of them, there were two guys, okay? One of them kind of muscular, he's athletic, okay? The other one, he got some obesity problem, but still bigger than me, okay? But uh, I can tell from their eyes, I remember their eyes. They're South Korean guys. Told them, okay, yeah, they've been abused by their parents in their home. So they come to middle school. So South Korea, year 1991, when I was 13 years old. We were 13 years old, okay. So they bullied me, okay, and later on, after that year, I got back to Taekwondo school, learned some more martial arts. After that, they did not mess with me anymore. Why? Because I got back to Taekwondo school, martial arts, okay. Because I don't want this to continue. We are all 13 years old, so South Korea, school bullyism. Uh, I don't want this to continue, okay? I went back to Taekwondo, martial arts. So there was seventh grade. Isn't that what lucky seven? Yeah, it was not a lucky year. No, it was very unlucky year for me. Eighth grade, okay. So yeah, I got back to Taekwondo school, and I was willing to fight back the school bullies because I got back to Taekwondo school, and but they backed away. Why? School bullies who have bad parents, they're like animals, okay? They're physical abuse, child abuse, okay? They're like animals, they're criminals, okay? And these animalistic human beings, they have this animalistic instinct, okay? I used to be bullied, but after that, I went back to Taekwondo school, Korean martial arts, okay? Yeah, I learned some martial arts, and they saw me. I was like, you know what? You cannot bully me anymore. Two guys, one muscular, athletic, okay, the other one obese, right? But yeah, both of them bigger than me, okay. But I went to Taekwondo school. I don't think they are trained in martial arts. Neither of them, okay. Uh, so I was willing to fight them, both of them, because I don't so martial arts, Taekwondo, okay. But after 1 year of being bullied, so I went to Taekwondo school, martial arts, and yeah, I was willing to fight them, okay. But they said they backed away. Why? They're like animals. They prey upon weaker individuals, like I was. Seventh grade, middle school, Seoul, South Korea, 1991. 1 year that after that, after I was bullied, yeah, I decided to let's go back to Taekwondo school, okay, learn some martial arts. And after I learned some martial arts, they saw me. They're like animals, okay, animals, yeah, like criminals. Those people, school bullies that have their parents are criminals, okay, obviously parents, okay, criminal family, they are school bullies, okay. Yeah, school bullies, their parents, they're criminals, okay, obviously parents, okay, like criminal records, okay, been to jail. The children of them, they are school bullies, okay. Those are very, I'm sorry for them, okay. They are very dark side of the universe, okay. So yeah, the animalistic, okay. So after 1 year of school bullying, after that, I went to taekwondo school and I learned some taekwondo martial arts, and I was more than willing to fight them. These two guys, one muscular, the other one obese. Okay, they're bigger than me, and they bullied me for 1 year. Okay, so after that, you know what? Yeah, I go back to taekwondo school, martial arts, and but they they're animalistic people, low class, right? Obviously, parents. Their parents, criminals who beat up their children. Two guys, South Korea. They've been beat up by their parents. Okay, so they come to school. They've been beat up by their parents in their homes, their parents' house, low class. Okay, and they come to school and they beat up me. Why? I'm not from low class. I'm kind of middle class. So they saw me. Oh yeah, your life is so easy. You don't know what we go through in my parents' house. My parents, they're criminals. We are low class. They beat me up. But you, Hunky, yeah, you're from middle class. Your parents are not like that. They're what? Educated. So, you know what? Let me get you some taste of the real world. Low class people, obviously parents. They are my parents. They're criminals. They've been to jail. South Korea. 1991, middle school. Okay. Yeah, they beat me up. Okay. Now, Uncle, I will beat you up because you grew up in peaceful, middle class, neighborhood, family. Your parents educated. You never got beat up. So I want you to experience this kind of low class, low life. Yeah, the pain. I have suffered all these 13 years under my parents, the criminals, my criminalistic parents. I want you to get a maybe a small taste of that. That's why I bullied you honkingly for 1 year when you are 13 years old, 1991, so South Korea, first year in middle school. Okay. I'm a writer, okay? Yeah. Adding my own stuff. Okay. But okay, yeah, but okay, I'm sorry that you had bad parents, criminal parents who abused you. I'm sorry, okay, but yeah, I'm sorry, but so you bullied me for 1 year, embarrassing me in front of 50 male students in middle school. It's gender separation, okay? You're male students, 50 males, 13 years old student, Korean middle school. Uh, but after that, yeah, I was lazy, okay, but later on, I got back to martial arts, taekwondo, okay, so, because, that's enough, okay, so, I'm sorry that you met bad parents. Yeah, I met good parents, middle class, but you are low class, bad parents who are criminals who've been to jails. I'm sorry, okay, but I think I paid my due. Okay, original sin. Yeah, I happen to be born into a good family, middle class family. Unlike you, you born into bad family. Your parents are criminals who've been to jails. Yeah, you're abused as a child. I'm sorry, okay, but yeah. So now you are getting back to me because your parents are so bad. My parents were so good, and you think that it's not fair that God assigned criminal family, criminal parents, low class. You're born into that situation. Your parents that they're criminals. That's why you become school bullies. Criminal. You're a criminal. You're school bullies. Okay. You're criminal. Okay. Because your parents are criminal. Low class. Okay. Me, yeah, I'm not high class, middle class. But my parents, they're not criminals. So you want me to taste that bitterness, sourness, being at the bottom of society. That's what. Is that why you bullied me? I don't think so because look, back then when you bullied me, we are 13 years old, middle school. I'm 47. So are you? You're probably you're somewhere in South Korea, right? My school bully back in middle school. Yeah. Gosh. Yeah, my middle school's bully who bullied on me for 1 year, seventh grade. You and I, 13 years old, okay? But there were two of you. One of them muscular, the other one obese, okay? But my guess, yeah, you are very much grew up in abused family, abusing parents. I'm sorry, okay? But so you bullied upon me for 1 year when we were both 13 years old, middle school. After that, yeah, I got back to taekwondo school, learned some more martial arts, and I was more than willing to fight you and stop the bullying. But you refused to fight me. Why? You're so animalistic instinct. You like animals, right? You saw me, and I'm no longer weak. I'm like strong because I love martial arts, taekwondo. Okay. Uh, so uh, so you stopped bullying me. Then what you're gonna do? Are you gonna bully some other guys in the Korean middle school? 1991, 1992, next year, right? You're gonna go after other prey, somebody weaker than you who do not know any martial arts. If you do that, I'll stop you. Why? When I was bullied, nobody stopped you from bullying me. Yeah, the middle school class president, they're handsome, they're athletic. I remember their faces. I remember some of their names too. They didn't do anything. They saw you bullying me. They didn't do anything. They're the future politicians of South Korea. Yes, the selfish people. They don't care about themselves. They only care about themselves. Selfish South Korean guys. Yeah, so I was being bullied by you and the other guy. Two guys, okay. Seventh grade, 13 years old. So South Korea middle school, okay. And this class president, handsome, very good looking. Maybe they're from wealthy families. Maybe their parents are politicians, lawyers, doctors. Who knows? Handsome, well fed. high class guys and this they elected. We are talking about 1991, South Korea middle school. They elected those people because they look so fancy. They have wealthy parents. They voted for them to be middle school president, student leader, just because they look so fancy. Just like in America, okay, they voted for that crazy guy in the White House because he's so wealthy, okay. So in America or South Korea, it's all the same, okay. Voters in democracy in South Korea or America, it's just dumb, very dumb, okay. Gosh. So back in 1991, South Korea middle school, 13 years old, all male school. Yeah, these so-called class presidents, class vice presidents, or their cabinet members, they saw me being bullied by these two guys who have abusive parents. One of them athletic, muscular. The other one obese. Okay, and they did not do anything about it. They watched me being bullied for one whole year. That was year 1991 in Seoul, South Korea, middle school. They did not do anything about it. Maybe those people, maybe they're the presidents of South Korea or America or any other countries in the world. Politicians, right? Well, they're good politicians in the world. Yeah, I met them. They're cool. Some of them, okay? But other politicians, yeah, they lie. They pretend to be a good person. They pretend to care about others. Yeah, some of them do care about others, okay? But other politicians, like, yeah, but they're good politicians, bad politicians, okay? So, but what I'm saying is this, okay? So, when I joined the US Army, that was like 2009 in America, okay? Yeah, there's some bullyism there, basic combat training, okay? I was like, okay, I saw one guy bullying another guy. I stopped it. Why? Because I remembered back in South Korea when I was bullied and nobody stopped it. Well, actually, in high school, at some point was bullied too. Okay, yeah, some of my friends whose martial art is better than me did stop it. Okay, I remember that. Okay, but in middle school when I was bullied, nobody stopped it. Okay, so I remember that. Okay, so when I was in U.S. Army in 2009, basic combat training, Fort Benning, Georgia. Okay, yeah, there's this guy bullying another guy. I stopped that guy. Why? Because I remembered when I was in South Korea, when I was being bullied, nobody stopped it. Now, 20 years later, I'm in America, US Army, Fort Benning, Georgia. Yeah, one guy is bullying another guy. Okay, I have to stop it. Why? Because I didn't want this history repeating itself. That's boring. I want to try something new. Okay? When I was in middle school, 7th grade, 13 years old, okay, I was bullied. Nobody stopped them from bullying me. Those two guys, okay, bigger guys than me, nobody stopped them from bullying me, okay? And 20 years later, I'm in US Army, Fort Benning, Georgia, basic combat training, okay? I see this guy bullying another guy. I stopped it, okay? Why? Because I don't want history repeating itself. I want something new, evolution, something different, okay? Yeah, you cannot bully. I'm a man, you're a man, the other person is a man, okay? We have basic combat training. 2009, US Army, Fort Benning, Georgia, okay? All boys school, okay? I'm a man, you're a man, uh, the other person is a man. Three of us, okay? You are bullying that person, and I will stop you. Don't bully that person, okay? Why? Uh, when I was in South Korea, when it was all boys school, middle school, 13 years old, 1991, okay? When I was bullied by these two guys, all boys school, okay? And nobody stopped. Class president, class vice president, students, okay? And they never stopped them from bullying me. They saw it, they watched it, they did not do anything about it. They're the politicians of South Korea, business leaders. Maybe they become doctors, lawyers, who knows, okay? Class presidents, they saw me being bullied. 1991, 13 years old, middle school, South Korea, okay? They did not do anything about it. When I was being bullied. Okay? It was year 1991. Okay? Maybe 20 years later, okay, in America, Fort Benning, Georgia, US Army, basic combat training. Yeah, 2009, I was like 31 years old. But I've been practicing martial arts all those decades, okay? So, uh, my attitude was like this, okay? Uh, no bullism. I suffered from bullying. Nobody helped me. Just watched school the class president, class vice president. They only care about themselves. They are future politicians of South Korea, right? They don't care about me being bullied. They just watched me being bullied, right? This back in 1991, okay. But fast forward, yeah, 2009, I'm like 31 years old. US Army basic combat training, okay. Yeah, so you're bullying another person. I'm not gonna let you do that. Why? Because I want to make a difference. When I was in middle school, teenager, 13 years old, when I was bullied, nobody intervened. Nobody stopped that bullying. I had to suffer for 1 whole year. It was like hell suffering, okay? But that was when I was 13, okay? Now I'm in US Army. I was like 31 years old. I learned enough martial arts, okay? So when I see one guy bullying another guy, yeah, I can stop you. Because I did not want to be those South Korea middle school top class elitist class president, class vice president who did nothing when I was being bullied. They saw me being bullied. They didn't do anything about it. I did not want to be those high class elitists who are so selfish. They don't care about people who are oppressed. They only care about themselves, right? They are the presidents of South Korea, selfish people. They don't care about anybody else. Yeah, so I did not want to be one of those selfish elitist, so South Korean people who only care about themselves. Yeah, they're sons of some elitist class like doctors, lawyers, politicians, whatever. Okay, so when I was being bullied in middle school, their sons, they saw it, me being bullied by this low class school bullies whose parents are obviously low class criminals. Okay, I'm middle class. Okay, but high class, yeah, the kind of people that they voted for. So South Korea middle school. Okay, handsome, athletic, well groomed, uh, class president, class vice president. I remember their faces. Yeah, I'm sure they watched me being bullied. I'm middle class, okay? So low class people, criminal family, they bullied upon me, okay? But high class people, like class president, class vice president, okay? They saw me being bullied. They did not do anything about it. They didn't do anything about it. Yeah. Yeah, one of them held my hands. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that, okay. Thank you. So when I joined the US Army in America, okay, basic combat training in Fort Benning, Georgia, okay. Whenever I saw bullyism, okay, I stopped those people, okay. Why? Because I want to be different from those people who did not do anything about this bullyism in South Korea back in 1991, well, in middle school, okay. Like 20, 30 years later, okay, in US Army, uh, yeah, there's some Buddhism, old boys school, 2009. Yeah, some guy bullying upon, I don't know, another guy, okay. Yeah, no, stop, okay, because I'm here, okay. You cannot do that, Buddhism, when I'm here. No. When I was in South Korea back in 1991, nobody stopped them from bullying me, and I suffered. It was very painful, okay? I do not want this experience, okay? So, yeah, you are bullying me? No, you're not bullying me, you're bullying a guy, US Army, Fort Benning, Georgia, 2009, okay? No, I'm sorry. You have to stop, okay? Because I, it's like it's like this, okay? When I was in South Korea, when I was bullied, nobody stopped the bullies from bullying me, so I suffered. Okay, I think that's very wrong. Okay, now 20, 30 years later, I'm in U.S. Army as opposed to South Korea middle school. Okay. So yeah, that's this guy bullying another guy. Okay. No, no, I cannot want to repeat this history, the wheel. Okay. No, I don't want it to continue bullyism. Uh yeah, when I was in South Korea, okay, I was bullied. Nobody stopped those bullies from bullying me until okay. So yeah, it continued 1 year, okay. So But later on, like 20, 30 years later, I'm not no longer in South Korea, okay? I'm in the US Army, Fort Benning, Georgia, okay? And you are bullying another guy. Uh, I remember back in South Korea when I was being bullied, middle school, 13 years old. Nobody stopped it, okay? So they bullied me, okay? And I felt very sorry, okay? So now I'm in US Army, right? They're like 2009, okay? So you are, you guys, you all boys school, okay? 2009, Fort Benning, Georgia, basic combat training, okay? US Army. So you are a guy and you're bullying another guy. Uh, I have to stop you because I do not want to repeat the history. Yeah, okay. You're a big guy. You're pulling upon smaller guy. I saw that before. Deja vu. When I was in South Korea, 1991, middle school, seventh grade. Yeah, nobody stood up for me. I was bullied for 1 year. Okay. Uh, okay. But fast forward 30 years later, 20 years later, okay, US Army, 2009. Yeah, when I saw this big guy bring upon smaller guy, I'm like, no. I will not allow you to do that stuff. No. Look, there's no religion or politics here. We're all boys. 2009. Fort Benning, Georgia, US Army, okay? We're all guys. All males. We're all straight people, okay? But you cannot do bullyism here. Why? We're guys, boys. I'm older than you, okay? So I just cannot watch one guy bring upon another guy. I will not allow that to happen. Because I've been bullied before. All boys school, South Korea, okay. Then 1991, but 2009, like maybe 10, 20 years later, okay. Seeing it again, no, I do not want to see that again, okay. So you younger boys, you better stop bullying because I do not want to see it again. Okay, and they stopped. Okay. Yeah. They stopped bullying each other after that. Okay, so because I don't want to say it. Boys bullying each other. No, no. I would not tolerate boys bullying upon each other. Okay, I would never tolerate. Okay, so and they stopped. Okay. Yeah, that's totally okay. So yeah, look the songs. Yeah, I may sing you a good song tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Yeah, my proud future leaders. Okay, you're amazing. Yeah, martial education quality development direct. Okay, thank you. Be ambitious. Be good. Okay, thank you. My proud. Okay, thank you. Yeah.